dear Nikita. Today, you turn 2 years old. Our days start with you coming into our room. It generally starts with me hearing "Dada," and you pulling your hand to grab my hand to take me out of bed because you want to play. We'll get some yogurt. You love vanilla yogurt. As soon as we're done with the yogurt, a lot of times you ask for seconds, and from there you ask for bubbles, and we get the bubbles. After a couple hours of bubbles, literally it's just me blowing bubbles and you jumping and squishing them, and sometimes you actually go to bite the bubbles for some reason. But I love playing with the bubbles with you, mainly because you love the bubbles. This year, you discovered what TV was, and there's a couple movies that you definitely love to watch. Up is your main favorite movie. You also love to watch The Fox and the Hound, or as you call it, the Woof Woof Meow movie, because you think the fox is a meow, meaning a cat. When we do watch Up, you're always reaching, and you go like, and it's because you're trying to reach for the balloons in the movie Up. And anytime you see any other things in the sky, such as clouds and planes and helicopters, you're always reaching, and you grab my arm as well, and we reach together. If not every day, every few days, you and I go out and we get a hike together. And I have a hiking pack that you generally enjoy going into, and we'll go hiking around our backyard or up the mountain or down along the water side. Sometimes Mom comes and sometimes it's just you and I. And although we love when Mom comes, and sometimes the whole hike you're just saying, "Mama, Mama," the hikes where it's you and I are some of my favorite times, just because we get to be alone and just be together and just enjoy nature together. On those hikes, we're discovering that you love animals so much. Every single time we see a dog, whether it is a random dog that we just happen to, come across, or it's someone walking their dog, you get so excited. You start jumping up and down and saying, "The woof woof, the woof woof." And often we'll follow that woof woof until we finally track the person down or track the dog down. And finally you get to pet that woof woof. And you're so tough. A lot of those dogs will start licking your face right away, or some of them will jump on you, and you handle it so amazing. You've actually never once backed down from a dog licking you or playing with you and roughhousing with you, and you just seem to love animals so much. One of the things that I've loved is really getting to know you and seeing your personality come out, and just how much you love to love life. Whether it's the mundane things that we do, like go to the grocery store, right when we get out of your car seat, you just get so excited and start hopping, and we'll hop together in the parking lot. Often we'll be hopping together in the grocery store, and just every little crack you hop over, or every little thing you're just hopping, or we run. And you love to say, "Ready, go," because that's what we say when we race. And you are an incredibly athletic, gifted child. Anytime you see a ball, we'll play catch, and it's just amazing seeing your coordination and how you can move your body and your hands, and your hand-eye coordination, and how you catch balls, and how you can run and play soccer, and it's just been amazing to see the athleticism in you. One of the things that you love to do is help me cook dinner. And although Mom typically is cooking dinner, when I do cook dinner, you love to put your arms up and I'll pick you up, and you just love to help in any other way. And so sometimes I'll give you the pepper and you put the pepper on, or sometimes you just like pressing the light switch and turning the light on the oven. But I love that you love to help and you just love to be with us. I'd say one of your favorite things to eat is either steak or salmon. You like high quality food, which is great, just because we love feeding you what you love to eat. And it's the cutest thing when you eat steak. A lot of times you'll just take a big piece and start nibbling on it and just get it all over your face, and it's just hilarious. Where if you're eating fish, you just gobble it down. I don't think you eat anything as much as you eat fish, just because you go so quickly. When we go to bed, a lot of times you want us to read you a book or play guitar. And it's been a pleasure of mine actually learning how to play guitar better and better. And although I'm not great still, you seem to love to dance whenever I play guitar. And often we'll be worshiping together, and I just love to see you worship and dance and jump and spin, and just seeing your personality of how you love to worship God come out as well. I'd say your favorite book to read right at bedtime is the Bible, because you're always grabbing your mom's and I's Bible, and then you have a little picture book Bible that you love to grab as well. And we love reading that to you, and pretty much any other book with animals you absolutely love to read. And now recently, when we put you down, although you often don't like it, just recently you start getting me really close and you'll say, "Dada, Dada," and you'll kiss me. And after you kiss me, you say, "Goodbye, Dada." That's how you go to bed. We love you, Nikita. We love every single aspect of you, all the amazing gifts that you have, and some of the rebellious things that you have as well. We just absolutely love. And although we should be upset with you when you do rebellious things, we just absolutely love who you are and love seeing you learn. We are so excited to see you grow up and see the woman you're going to become. But before all that, I'm just excited to see you in your 2s and onwards to 3. And you're just an amazing, amazing daughter. And thank you so much for being you and just following your passions.
Nikita, I have loved watching you grow up from my little baby to a little girl right now, and it all happened so fast. When you were a year old, we were traveling across the United States, and you had your first birthday in a hotel in, I can't remember where it was, must have been somewhere in Montana, Bozeman, I think it was. And you just loved life on the road. You loved sleeping in the back of the van between your dad and I, and you adjusted so well, and it was a little bit harder for us to adjust, however, because somehow you managed to take up the entire mattress, and we would end up sleeping kind of pinned to the side of the van. But I'm so glad that we did it. It was just so much fun. I'm so glad that we had you with us during that trip. You have loved going on all of our hikes, especially the full day ones when we're just climbing up mountains and doing adventurous stuff. You love getting in the carrier. However, if we give you any kind of taste of freedom running on the trail, then you refuse to get back in the carrier most times. And I remember one time when you must have been like, I don't know, 18 months old, you actually ran the entire 3 kilometers back from a glacier hike that we were doing because you really did not want to get back in the carrier. So that was very impressive. You love to climb literally anything and everything that is slightly above ground level. When you were not even crawling yet, you pushed my guitar case up to a dining chair, climbed on top of my guitar case, on top of the dining chair, and then onto the table. You were so determined. Yeah, and then I walked into the room seeing my baby, who couldn't even crawl yet, somehow made her way up on top of the table. Walking with you takes forever because you have to climb every single step or every single bench or rock or tree that is on the way, and you just love adventuring and jumping off things. You're so sweet and caring. You love giving hugs. You especially love taking Dad's leg and Mom's leg and bringing us all together for a family hug. And it's just the sweetest thing. It just melts my heart. You are so compassionate that if somehow you hurt me or hurt someone and they say ow, you actually start crying and you end up needing to be the one who's comforted just because you're so empathetic and caring. You are such a wonderful person. It's just obvious to anyone who meets you. Random people on the street will comment on how adorable you are, and random kids will come up to you on the street and want to hug and kiss you and show you affection, just because it's just something that you carry. People just want to be near you and want to love you, and I just really cherish all of those memories. You are very good at motivating your dad and I to read our Bibles. You love to grab them wherever they are and bring them to us multiple times a day and wait until we start reading before you wander off and do whatever you are doing. You also grab my guitar a lot and bring that to me or your dad to start worshiping so that you can join along and dance and worship with us. And whenever we sit down to eat, you like to take our hands and bow your head, ready for us to say grace. And then when we're finished, you shout amen really loudly and clap. And whenever we're at restaurants, people think it's just the sweetest thing and how much you love saying grace. You are very generous and you love giving gifts to whoever will receive them, especially kids. You love sharing toys with them and involving others in whatever you're doing. One of your favorite things to do is to grab our hands and drag us around to show us whatever you're doing and involve us. And you love sharing food, especially, and often with great determination. If someone decides they don't want to eat the food that you're offering them, you do sometimes get quite offended by that. You are also a very adventurous eater and can handle spicy food better than most adults that I know. And I love that about you. You're willing to try anything. You are extremely good at listening, and you do heed our advice very well for the most part. Whenever we're telling you something isn't safe, you do listen very well, which is wonderful and makes it easier on us since you are such a little adventurer and love to get out and do things. Some of your favorite things are reading books, watching the movie Up, doing acrobats on your dad, playing with balls, bubbles, balloons, running and jumping, throwing stones into water, that's one of your favorites, picking flowers to give people or to make bouquets. You love going for walks and hikes. You love playing on playgrounds. You especially love crawling races with your dad and helping us with whatever we're doing, and of course snacking 24/7. Your least favorite things are bedtime, being alone, which I guess those kind of go hand in hand, having your hair washed or rinsed or brushed, or any kind of hair accessory that I put in your hair, including hats. You actually go up to people who are wearing hats to remove the hats from their head because you don't like other people wearing hats either. But I mean, overall, you just seem to love life, and you're such a happy baby or little girl now, and we just love you so much, and we're so glad that you're a part of our lives. So thank you for being you.
Hey. Hey. All right, let's go.